Hey. I'm sorry I'm showing up unannounced, but I tried to call and your answering machine didn't pick up.
Oh, I unplugged the phone. I just didn't plug it back in.
You mind if I come in?
Oh, yeah, sure.
How you feeling?
Bigger. When'd you get back from L.A.?
This morning I took a red-eye. So I came straight over here from the airport.
So I gather this has something to do with Colby.
Have you and Adam thought about what we discussed before I left?
Yeah. We've talked about it. Do you still feel the same way?
I do. I feel that way more than ever. Liza, your due date's right around the corner. We need to settle this. I don't want to fight you in court, but I will if I have to. I'm gonna be Colbys' father.
I believe I have some say in that matter. Sorry we're not dressed. We had a late night. Have you offered him coffee, sweetheart?
No.
How do you take it, Jake?
Black is fine, thank you.
Good. Sit, have a seat. How about you, sweetheart? Can I get you something?
No, I'm fine.
So, seems we're still at an impasse.
Not unless you've changed your mind about raising Colby.
No? What happened? But I would like to, in order to help resolve this, explore a few matters that I think we'll agree on.
Okay.
Very good. First of all, I think it's a given that Colby's happiness is of paramount importance, correct?
Correct?
Yes, and her atmosphere she's raised in should be peaceful, tranquil, filled with love.
Most of all, love.
And a sense of security, like nothing could possibly rock her world.
Thank you.
For what?
I think you've pretty much built a solid case for me being her father.
Why is that?
We all know that the Chandlers aren't known for living in harmony and stability. Therefore, she'll be raised as a Martin.
I don't think that's your decision to make.
Liza, I'm her father. I have certain rights.
And I have rights. I cannot believe that you're doing this to me.
Sweetheart, I think we can settle this in a civilized manner. Jake, are you sure this is what you really want?
Yeah.
By all appearances, you're a very talented young doctor with a brilliant future ahead of you. Now, what if, say, down the road, you receive an offer for a terrific job? Something away from Pine Valley, say the Mayo Clinic.
I already have.
You were offered a job? Where?
L.A. Metro.
When did this happen?
I got a call in my hotel room right before I checked out.
What was the offer?
Chief of Emergency Medicine, plus associate professorship at the medical school with full tenure.
That must have been quite an impression you made on these people at the conference. Are you considering it?
No.
Why not?
I'm not about to leave Pine Valley before Colby's born. There's no way.
Well, then wait till after she's born. I'm sure they'll wait for you.
You know what? Forget about this whole job offer thing. The fact is, we had a deal. You offered to be the donor, and you said you'd stay out of it.
That was before you agreed to remarry him.
Before I agreed, we had an agreement. It has nothing to do with me marrying Adam.
It has everything to do with it. What do you think
We have been over this and over this. Adam has promised.
I know you believe that. I can't take that chance.
You can't trust me. He's not going to have carte blanche as far as my daughter is concerned.
Split up again.
We're not going to split up again.
You've already divorced once. What if things get ugly again? He's got his name on the birth certificate. He decides to sue you for custody. He makes you out to be some kind of a unfit mother to take her away from you. You ever thought about that?
I would never do that.
Oh, how do you know that? Does the name Dixie Cooney ring a bell? I'm not sorry. I'm going to be her father. If I have to get a court order for a blood test, I'll do it. Then we'll prove that I'm her father. We'll take it right from there. Liza, it's your call.
Jake, there is no need to go to all the trouble of getting a court-ordered blood test. We all know you're the natural father. That's never been a dispute.
If I want my name on her birth certificate, I may need to use a blood test to get a ruling.
To what end? You have nothing to fear. I plan to shower this child with love. I didn't get a chance to see Sky and Haley grow up. And Junior spent so much time in Pigeon Hollow that it's been very difficult for me. This time, I plan to get it right.
How? How are you going to do that? You going to spoil her rotten?
Oh, come on. I'm not going to let him do it.
No, I'm not going to let him do it. I'm that little girl's father. I'm the only one she's going to call Dad.
I believe you. This is not about you. It's about my daughter.
Liza, I think maybe we've all said quite enough for one day.
Probably.
Jake, I would give that job in California some consideration if I were you.
Well, you're not me.
Opportunities like that don't come along every day. Don't listen to me. Ask your father. I think he might agree. A talent like yours should be showcased in a bigger venue than Pine Valley Hospital. Have faith, my love. Once he's had a chance to think about it, he'll change his mind about the job.
You were calm and reasonable with him.
Well, I was trying to appeal to his better side.
Liar. I know exactly what you're up to.
What I am up to?
The job offer was a little too coincidental.
Well, as I said, Jake obviously impressed the powers that be.
Chief of Emergency Medical. And a tenured professorship? Oh, he is good. But he doesn't have the experience. No one his age would have been offered all of that in one fell swoop. It's like me being offered a CEO of a major network and a professorship at Columbia Journalism School.
Well, why not? Stranger things have happened.
No, Adam, you happened.
Me?
Don't play dumb with me. Who did you have in your pocket? A couple of cronies on the hospital board?
You think I arranged all of this?
I know you. You thought if you dangled this little job 3,000 miles away with all this money, that he'd be greedy, he'd accept the job, and he'd forget about being a father. And do not deny it. It has your M.O. stamped all over it.
All right. You got me. I had to do something. It was the best I could do in short notice.
It was brilliant. And I wish I had thought of it myself. And it will never work.
How do you know?
Adam, he's a Martin. All the Martins are stubborn, darling. I mean, come on, all the highfalutin money and jobs in the world is not going to lure Jake away from being Colbys' father now that he has it in his head.
I cannot believe that Joe Martin would allow his son to walk away from the opportunity of a lifetime to play part-time daddy.
Jake's his own man. He respects Joe's opinion, but that's as far as it goes. You are talking about a guy who dropped out of medical school so he could be a handyman.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, I just have to come up with another plan, that's all.
No. It's just too late. It's going to be a fight, and you know what? It stinks, because Jake and Dad are two of my best friends.
Liza, I don't think it's a good idea to press Jake into a corner like this. If you do, he may take legal action to prove paternity.
Well, then so be it. We're going to have to battle this out in court.
No, we can't do that. It would be better if we could settle these things amicably. It's always best. And besides, you don't want somebody sticking needles into our precious little girl, do you?
No, but you're surprising me. You're always the first person to fight for your rights.
Well, yes, I am. But only as a last resort. when negotiations break down.
Well, you know, I don't want to do this. It's going to affect my relationship with Jake and Tad and...
Even more importantly, how is it going to impact little Colby down the road?
I just think that we need to take a stand. I think that Jake needs to know that we're not threatened by him wanting to make this DNA match. I mean, he can't do anything after the baby's born. And then, once it's in the court system, we can just stall it for months, for years even. And during that time, you're going to be the one who's bonding with Colby, not Jake. And then maybe Jake will just wake up and he'll realize that it's just a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe they'll have Zambonis in Hades.
About 6 months ago, the hospital instituted a new policy. When a patient undergoes amniocentesis, the lab holds on to the amniotic fluid until she gives birth. Now, Liza did have an amnio, correct?
Yeah. Adam rubbed my face in it when he was at the amnio. I wasn't. Whatever. So what is that?
Compare your blood to a sample from the amniotic fluid. A couple of days, you can have the proof you're looking for.
I don't need Liza's permission.
Well, I'm a doctor, I'm not a lawyer. You're going to have to run it by Trevor. But if he gives you the green light, you can start the whole process today.
Dad, you're a genius.
Well, hope it works out, really do.
I mean, if we can do the test before the baby's born, we can avoid a long, drawn-out court fight.
Right. Just be sure to talk it over with Trevor first.
I will. I need to find him. So, thanks.
Barry, it's Adam. The job offer didn't work. I can't talk any louder. Liza's right in the next room. We've got to find a way to keep Jake from taking us to court. Because the DNA test will be a disaster. That's why. It'll prove he's not Colbys' father. I know it won't prove that I am. We discussed this before, but if Liza gets suspicious, if she suspects that I switched those samples, then she's going to want me tested. And then I will be up the proverbial creek without him.
Adam?
Look, I can't talk right now. Look, help me out of this. I'm depending on you.
I was thinking. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I know it's the right thing to do.
What is?
Well, you said that court is our last resort. And I think it's our only choice.
I say, we don't have to do anything right now, darling. Jake can't do anything until the baby's born.
Well, still, I think we need to be prepared because I want to fight this. I say let Jake go get his stupid DNA test because no matter what the outcome, you are going to be the father to Colby. Hi. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, have a seat.
Okay. You did an amazing thing. You made my dream a reality. And for that, I'll always be grateful to you. Without you, there wouldn't be a Colby. I empathize with your desire to be the father. And I understand that this isn't some clinical procedure for you, that you see this child with fingers and toes and that it brings up all kinds of feelings in you. But we had an agreement. And you promised me that you wouldn't be involved in the pregnancy or in the child's life except as my friend. Just because you've had a change of heart doesn't change the fact that I'm going to marry Adam. And he is going to be the one and only father. Jake, there's nothing you can do about it.
The lab keeps the amniotic fluid of expectant mothers until after the baby's born.
Why the devil would they do that?
The amniotic fluid contains genetic information. It's invaluable if there are complications after delivery.
So there would be no risk to me or Colby?
No. No, the lab would test my blood against Colby's DNA. Within 48 hours, I'll have proof that I'm her father. Proof that'll stand up in court.
And you would really go that far?
Liza, I don't have to go that far. We can avoid all of this pain and strain if you will just stipulate in writing very simply that I'm her father.
No. In my heart, Adam is her father.
You are living in a dream world, you know that?
You know, I'm really sorry that things haven't worked out the way you'd hoped.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I should have seen this coming.
What do you mean?
Well, Jake has had his say. Now I have a confession to make.
You have a confession to make, the kind that makes you feel better and me feel worse?
I hope not.
Oh, it's always the worst times. Excuse me. Liza Colby. Oh, hi, Rudy. What's up? Sorry about that. You were saying?
Liza, I've always known in my soul that we would get back together someday. I knew that our love was much too strong for us to remain apart. So I wanted to prove my love. I wanted to make our bond even stronger with the most blessed gift a man and a woman can share. And that is Colby. The child you're carrying is mine.
I feel the same way.
Now, you don't understand. She's my daughter. I am her biological father.
What?
I arranged for you to get my sperm instead of Jake's. I was wild with joy when I found out that you were pregnant. When we lost our child, that was a tragedy. But fate had given us a second chance.
Fate? How could you do this to me?
Liza, try to understand. I did it for us.
My God. You did it for you. Why didn't you just hit me on the head and have your way with me? Why didn't you just pin me down and rape me? That's what you did to me.
No.
You violated my privacy. You violated my trust.
I love you.
You think you can lay claim to me by doing this? Adam, when this child is born, I'm going to take this child so far away from here that you will never, ever find us. And you will never see her, and you will never hold her, and you will never touch her. And I will tell her that you're dead. Because that's what you are. You are a vile, stinking, rotten corpse. So, we're saying, Adam?
Oh.
Your confession?
Oh, yes. Confession. Well, I'm not the man you think I am.
Well, I've known every incarnation from best to beast. Nothing you could do would astonish me now.
Well, I might have a few surprises left.
Really? Let me have it.
You know, most people think I'm a monster. That my inner child tears the wings off butterflies.
Tell me something I don't know.
Part of my success is knowing when to cut my losses, accept defeat gracefully.
You've never done such a thing.
Well, maybe not. So maybe I'll begin right here and now. Clearly, this thing with Jake is making you miserable.
It's not easy for you either.
No, but I'm worried about you. You're the one with child. You should be having this should be a magical time for you. It kills me to see you getting more unhappy and more stressed the longer this tug of war with Jake drags on. You should be thinking of nothing right now except the upcoming birth of your daughter.
It's our daughter.
No, Liza, it's your daughter. Yours and Jake's. You see, I can easily tear the heart out of a man, a competitor in business. But here, the stakes are much too high.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm willing to give in, to give Jake what he wants. If it saves you 1 minute of heartache. You tell Jake Martin that he is Colby's legal father.
There's this part of you, Adam Chandler, that is hidden, who loves so deeply, who cares so much, that it gets you into trouble. And what you've done today is a far better thing than I ever imagined. You have surrendered your ego and your claim to this baby for me and for my peace. For that, and for a million other things, I'll always love you.
It's about time. Where's everybody?
You're looking at him.
You're the entire lab staff.
I'm what's left after budget cuts and staff calling in with spring fever.
Oh, right. I need access to an amnio sample you have in storage. Here's my ID.
What's the surname?
Colby. Liza Colby.
There she be. And I don't see a reference code for an amnio sample. Are you sure she had the procedure done here?
Yeah. Stan Claters, her OB. Check it again.
Sorry, Doc. Still coming up empty.
A kiss for courage. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's go tell Jake we won't fight his paternity claim.
You know, your confession proved one thing to me. That you are the only man, the only father for this child. She's our child. Maybe blood is thicker than water, but our love will conquer all.
Thanks. Liza's OB doesn't have the amnio sample.
There's no record of anyone signing it out. It's just gone missing.
How could that happen?
I got two scenarios. Either someone messed up or someone stole it. Why anybody'd want to do that, your guess is as good as mine.
I'm not giving in. You are the only father that this baby girl needs.
Well, I couldn't agree more. But Jake's not about to step aside,
Oh,
Liza.
not willingly. And if he wants to battle it, then that's just fine.
Well, how about arbitration? To keep little Colby out of the war zone.
And how long is that going to last? I mean, he's already becoming possessive. All of a sudden, it's his child, his daughter. I'm surprised he hasn't asked to coach the birth and cut the cord.
Well, what is your solution? Let's board up the house and put barbed wire around it and shut little Colby up inside?
Please be serious.
No, I am serious. I am serious. This is... I don't want to fight to the finish if Colby is going to be the prize. Nobody's going to win if we do that. I can't allow you to do this.
Allow me? First you don't want to fight, now you're giving me orders? What's going on with you?
I want to be Colby's father officially and in every other way.
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hello, Barry. What are you doing here?
I called him. Thanks for coming on such short notice.
Hello, Adam. Liza.
Hello, you called my lawyer?
Yes, do you mind?
No, of course not.
Great. Barry, make yourself comfortable.
What can I do for you?
Well, I just wanted to get you up to speed. Adam has told me everything.
What? Adam, you told her?
Liza knows that I got Dr. Martin a job offer on the West Coast. She's with me in derailing him.
Oh, well, excellent. So, it's settled. He took the bait. LA Metro has a new ER chief?
Well, unfortunately, no. Liza, why don't you sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Seems Jake can't stand being more than 5 minutes away from Liza's child, despite the sweet carrot I dangle in front of him.
And he's hell-bent on proving paternity by the end of the week.
Before the baby's born?
He can use my amniotic fluid to run a DNA test.
But you'd have to cooperate.
No, I don't. The hospital keeps samples of amniotic fluid from the amniocentesis, and that's where you come in. I want a court order forbidding Jake to use it.
Well, if Jake's already moving on this, a court order may be too late. Besides, we'd have to show cause.
But it's my sample. It's from my body. It's my property.
That depends. Did you sign a release before the procedure?
Well, I had to.
Then the hospital owns the sample.
What? Well, that's ridiculous.
Can we contest that? Or at least contest further tests?
Well, it won't do us much good if enough people can testify Jake is the biological father.
But I'm the biological mother. I mean, I have rights.
A judge would never see Jake Martin as a threat to your child, Liza, no matter how much paper I throw at him.
And you're saying that there's no way that we can stop Jake Martin from taking this test?
Legally, I can't think of a thing.
Well, then we're sunk. When the results are in and the paternity is established, it's over.
Okay, we're looking at the list of amnio samples again. Nothing under Liza Colby. All specimens are accounted for except for hers.
She had her procedure done here. How could it just vanish? Maybe it's a computer glitch.
Unlikely. This baby's had all its flu shots.
All right, then it's probably a storage error. Let's go down to the freezer. With any luck, we'll finalize the sample where it should be.
Missing DNA? This is eerie, man. Real X-Files stuff.
I hope not.
So, any luck?
Yeah, we searched the entire storage area. Liza's sample's gone.
There's no cyber trail, Dr. Martin. We double and triple checked.
Let me take a look.
Whoa, you're into batch files I didn't even know existed.
And as Chief of Staff, I have access to classified data. Let's see what's been going on in the lab. There we go. Colby. Her amnio sample was removed for further testing a couple of weeks ago.
All right, by whom?
You work with a guy named Kyle Fowler?
Yeah, a true cybermetrician.
A what?
Kyle is blessed with advanced computer skills. Any idea where we can find him?
Yeah, he hangs at the bookstore. I should see him on my break.
Take your break now. You tell Kyle I want to see him right away.
Sure, Dr. Martin.
This was no oversight. Those tracks have been carefully covered.
Next question. Who's Kyle helping out?
My first guess, Adam Chandler.
Yeah, mine too.
Well, I can look for a legal roadblock. That would delay the DNA test for a week or two. It could buy you some time, but it won't change the outcome.
Which opens the door to ongoing litigation. Is that what you want, Liza?
What I want is to go to the ladies' room because this child has shifted. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
You idiot! You used to think before you spoke, Barry. You almost gave me away here.
I'm sorry, Adam.
I had to fire you on the spot.
When Liza said she told you everything, I assumed...
No, don't assume. Just finesse me out of this corner.
We're out of options, Adam.
No, don't say that. Be creative. That's what I pay you for.
Look, you pay me for advice. And the best advice I can give you right now is to tell Liza you're her baby's father.
No, that's out of the question.
Why? Liza loves you. She's agreed to marry you. She wants you to raise her child. Maybe she'll be relieved if Jake isn't an obstacle.
You don't know Liza. The only way I could win Liza back, the only reason she came back to me was because she thinks I'm selfless. That I love another man's child.
Do you think you can keep this secret
I
indefinitely?
have to keep it secret. She'll detest me if she knows. As much as she loves me now, she'll hate me if she finds out.
Well, if this gets out, Liza won't be the only person you'll have to worry about. You could be brought up on charges for fraud.
What?
It'd be an easy conviction, Adam, with jail time.
Have you gone mad? I'm going mad. Jake Martin, for months, has been swearing on Bibles that he didn't want to be a father, and now he wants to confiscate our daughter. He wants her to call him Daddy.
Seems you've inspired him.
Well, I'm not going along with the charade. He's nothing to her.
Do I have to remind you, you're the one keeping this alive?
No, you don't have to remind me. Why don't you shoot me? No. No. There's only one way to go. Here's what I want you to do.
Putting holes in the walls might complicate things a bit.
Yes, you're right, Jake Martin might have me arrested for being an unfit father even before Colby arrives.
So where's Barry?
He's printing something for me. He'll be back.
Here?
Yes. Do you mind waiting?
No, I would like to hear his strategy. I just feel a little uncomfortable in Jake's office.
Because of me?
No, because Jake broke his word.
No, because of me. Liza, I am willing to let Jake put his name on her birth certificate, if that will satisfy him.
Well, it's unlike you.
Well, I borrowed a page from the Book of Solomon.
Oh, you're reading the Bible now. Now there's a change.
Solomon that was very wise. He realized that a true parent put his child first and his own happiness secondary.
And what else have you learned?
I also learned he was very smart. He always let the woman make the decisions.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
I would rather Colby be raised as a Martin than be torn between two fathers.
We're all set.
Very. Oh, yes, this is what I needed. Thank you, Barry.
Keep me posted.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Do you love me?
Yes.
How much?
Oh, come on. A little less than a second ago. Can I see it? Stop teasing.
Do you trust me?
I won't stop if you don't show me the paper. This is signed paternity to Jake.
Will you sign it?
Oh, I'm glad you sat in on Jake's presentation. Oh, yes, I'm very proud of him. Well, thank you for looking into this for me, Henry. Yeah, you too. We should know shortly whether that offer from L.A. Metro comes with any strings attached.
Thanks, Dad. The timing on it was just a little too convenient. I had to question it.
Oh, well, look, I understand, but after all, you're eminently qualified to head up a trauma unit. Maybe that Adam Chandler's not even in the picture.
Well, maybe he isn't, but he was just telling me how he thought it would be a great opportunity for me, you know?
It is a great opportunity.
Well, it's a great opportunity for him. I leave town, He and Liza raised Colby on their own. Next thing you know, she's lying before she learns her colors.
Joe Martin. Really? Already? Yeah, that was fast. So, tell me. I see. Yeah, that sounds right, Henry. Yep. Thanks again.
Don't tell me. I'm not that qualified, am I?
An anonymous donor offered an obscene amount of money to start up a ER unit, provided that they hired you to run it.
What do you think? I was just going to jump at the salary?
Most people would.
Adam thinks he can bribe and manipulate everybody.
He's got a very high success rate.
Dad, I will never choose a job over family.
I know. I believe you.
What does Adam think? That I'm just going to forget about Colby? That I'm just leave town?
Probably personal experience. He does tend to misplace children.
I will never let that man be a father to my child.
I think I've got the info you need, Doc.
Did you find out who took the sample?
Yeah, it was a doctor. Apparently he was in a rush.
Who was it?
David Hayward.
This one, Liza. That's why I'm asking you to sign it.
Well, it's not that I hate losing.
Nobody hates losing more than I do. But nobody's going to win if Colby is dragged into a protracted custody fight.
Just doesn't seem like it's as simple as it looks. Do you have some sort of backup plan?
Well, I'm counting on our daughter inheriting your good sense.
Oh, well, I didn't have much when I was a kid.
Well, you do now. You agreed to marry me, didn't you?
Oh, many people would doubt that.
Oh, well, not us. We will teach our daughter to recognize a good thing when she sees it, including a good father. Colby. Angel. Nobody is going to love you like I do. Now, you'll see that in time, I'm sure, as your mother has. I'm going to be your father in every sense that matters. And we're going to have to keep a fellow named Jake Martin happy. Going to have to call him Daddy, but we can handle that. We'll have a little private deal on the side.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get her input. Now, you wiggle or kick if you're on my side.
What was that?
That was a definite yes.
Well, wait a second. The two of you are ganging up on me.
Oh, yeah, really?
No.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. Come on.
Just hope I don't regret this.
Jake, this is unexpected.
Life is full of surprises, Dave.
I thought you were the only Dr. Martin paging me, Joe. What can I do for you?
We can skip the charm. I've just learned that you took Liza Colby's amnio specimen from the lab. Mind telling me why?
I would love to know the answer to that.
Do you have an answer to my question?
Your question?
Yes, David. What could you possibly be doing with my amniotic fluid?
Doctor, there's nothing he could do with it that would harm our baby, is there?
No, of course not.
There, you see? Let's let Jake and Joe handle him. I'll take you home.
Adam, I'm not going anywhere until I figure out what David was doing, a cardiologist, with my sample.
I have no objection to telling you what I was doing with your sample, Liza. In fact, I'm very anxious to share it with you. I think you'll all find it very fascinating.
ridiculous. I, for one, don't care what he's done with your amniotic fluid. It's probably illegal and most assuredly perverse.
All right. I demand to know what you're up to. Those samples are hospital property.
I borrowed Liza's sample to run a test.
What test?
I don't recall signing off on any tests for you to run. Have you been using hospital samples and drawing on hospital funds?
I use no hospital funds. I finance my research with my own private funds.
Yes, we all know you're a wealthy man, but this is my hospital, and nothing goes on here without my say-so. What is the purpose of your research?
Yes, I want to know.
Liza, he's a quack. He's a mad scientist. I don't
Adam,
know what
would you
he's doing.
please stop? I want to know.
Fine. Let's all go to my office, and all will be revealed. What a surprise. Adam's the father of Liza's baby.
I can't imagine what kind of tests you could be running on your own that would have any significance. You need to have proper protocol in place before you have legitimate results.
I'm very well aware of that, which is why I'm conducting a preliminary study, which, if it bears fruit, I think might be worth pursuing a full-scale study.
And what is the subject of your study?
I'm studying creatinine concentration, which, as you know, can lead to abnormal development of fetal muscle mass, which in turn could create congenital heart defects.
Are you saying that there's something wrong with my child's heart?
No, of course not.
No, relax, Liza. Your baby's perfectly healthy. I was using your sample as a control. Every experiment needs a control.
Well, I'm not going to believe it until I see it for myself.
You won't take my word as a doctor and a scientist?
Come on, creatinine levels are at best tangential to cardiology.
So what have you been up to, Doctor?
I guess no one will believe me till they see for themselves.
Creatinine concentration and its effect on fetal muscle mass, just what he said.
And Colby?
She's in the control column. He's fine.
The study seems very preliminary indeed.
I have had a few things on my mind.
Results are worthless. Your sample base is much too small, and you haven't got an established protocol in place.
Of course. But I have had a hell of a time getting the lab technicians to grant me access to the samples. But I have returned every sample that I borrowed. I'm sure one of the technicians would have made note of that. If something's wrong with Liza's sample, you'll have to talk to one of them.
Well, mystery solved.
I'd be grateful, Joe, if you would grant me permission to continue my study.
Well, before we discuss the merits of your study, we'll address your violations of hospital procedure. Now, you come with me.
So, I can't establish paternity right now. That doesn't mean I'm going to give up. It's just going to take a little bit longer. But eventually, I'll get there.
Jake, hold on. You're there already.
Already there.
I mean that Liza and I've reached a decision.
Oh, could you just excuse us for a second? I just think that we need to talk about this some more. And if we do this, we can't go backwards.
Why do you want to keep this situation alive? You just heard him say he's going to fight it. That means that we're going to have to submit to a long, drawn-out paternity suit, which of course he'll win.
Well, I just think that if we give it some time, we might be able to convince...
But until then, we'll be adversaries. I want us to be allies. I want us all on the same side. That's what's best for Colby. And that's what I want.
You have changed. And I love you for it.
Let him be a daddy to Colby. You and I both know what the truth is.
We've agreed to stipulate that you're the biological father of my child.
Liza. Thank you.
You don't have to thank me. I wanted to raise this child with my husband, but Adam is insisting on giving you your due. It seems that I'm marrying King Solomon. He's not willing to cut the baby in half just to be called daddy.
So this was your idea?
My attorney drew up the necessary papers. Here they are.
Thank you. Really, I'm very pleased. I wasn't looking forward to a court fight, you know.
Well, now there doesn't need to be one.
All I wanted was to be Colby's father.
Yes, you can be a father to Colby.
Liza, our friendship has always been very important to me. You know that, and
I know. It's just that I don't see what you're doing right now as very friendly. But like Adam says, we need to do what's best for Colby. So I'll adjust. You just have to be patient with me.
okay. I understand. But you'll see. This is what's best for Colby.
I want to